Thank you for hanging out with me today. I am JB Bryan, President and Chief Investment Officer of JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm. And I'm excited about talking about 10 I even have a bonus one, but it's 10, at least 10 smart things that you can do with your money. And here's my checklist, because we got 10 and I'm gonna get all 10 in 30 minutes or less. So let's talk about that 10 smart things to do with your money. And Erin is here with me, and she's gonna tell me and share with me any comments that you make, any comments that come in from you that you can type in. If YouTube allows you to, type in your comments and questions that you might have about these. And I'm not saying that these are the 10 smartest things, but these are just 10 smart things. Now, let's talk about downloading. Download the AfroEconomics app on your smart phone, please. It will help you. It will send you reminders. It has Facebook, Twitter, all of the links to the social media for AfroEconomics and directly to the website, AfroEconomics.com. And also like the video, and please subscribe to the JB Bryan YouTube channel. It's exciting. I'm over 1,000 views, and I want 1,000 subscribers too. It's just exciting. This is the most excitement I've had in 20 years of business. YouTube has brought me the excitement. So it just gives me an opportunity to share with you. At your convenience, you can go back and check out these tips. And before, I know just being in the business, and all I could do was a workshop. And if you couldn't come to that workshop, then you missed out. So this is like bringing a workshop to your mobile home. You can ride down the street and watch and get financial information. There's a lot of different topics. I even have a video on there about financial compromises, going through a divorce. So whatever you're facing during this season of your life, I'm sure that there's something on the JB Bryan YouTube channel that can help you through. So just search AfroEconomics or JB Bryan, and you'll be able to subscribe to the channel and get info on any new videos that I add. So number one, smart thing. This doesn't mean like number one is like, it's just things as I thought of them, I wrote them down. So number one doesn't mean like this is the most important thing to do or the smartest thing to do with your money, but to keep cash on hand is important. We've seen situations politically where the banks are shut down or ATMs are not available, or we even know that there is a maximum on daily withdrawals on your account. So you want to make sure that you're keeping cash on hand so that you have at least like 1 month, say 1 month of your expenses in cash, in really cold cash, in a safe in your home, in a safe place in your home, in a secret closet in your home, and wherever. Keep some cash on hand. Believe me, if you're not able to get to that cash that during a time of crisis and it's not available to you at the bank, or it's just really bad weather and whatever, just that's one of those things that you just have to do and hope that you never have to use it, but it's there for you. And don't use it. That's what I used to do. Every time I'd have cash available, I would use it for something else. It was like, oh, okay, yeah, I have that cash in there. So make sure that you know that this is cash for literally an emergency, but not your entire emergency fund is not available to you at home, but it is your cash that's available to you if there's just a financial crisis and you need to have, but keep some cash on hand. Then pay down your debts. A second smart money tip is to pay down your debts and avoid new credit cards. We're in the holiday season during this recording, and this is one of those times where you're going in the stores, you're in what I call a high risk environment, and they're like trying to just shove their store credit cards down your throat. Be careful with that. It will encourage you to overextend yourself. So just say, I don't need any additional cards. Yes, I realize that. I realize your discounts. I realize blah, blah, blah. But, make sure that you know yourself. I know that I don't like to have a lot of credit cards. I don't do store credit cards. And so just be smart and focus on actually paying down the existing debts that you have and making sure that you pay off the credit cards each month. That's my goal. And when you make that your goal, amazingly, you'll do that, just immediately. Yesterday, I just go in and make sure that you pay it off, not on the day that it's due, just whatever day you set up for yourself. That's the day that you pay these credit cards off. The day that you get paid might be half, whatever. If you use them, pay them off. Pay down the ones that you can't pay off. Make sure you're making additional payments. And then make sure your money is safe would be a third smart money tip. Make sure that, and safe doesn't mean that all your money is in a savings account. Don't assume just because it's in a savings account that that's safe. That's not safe, because if your retirement money is in a savings account and you're depending on that to grow over time for the next 30 years, the interest rate that you're receiving, most likely in your savings account, if it's like everyone else, that it's not giving you the return that you need to keep pace with the cost of living that is increasing each year, contrary to the government's opinion. And why they did not give Social Security recipients a raise is because they said that we have not had inflation, and so you do not need a raise for 26. But we know that that's not true. There are always areas, and there are areas like healthcare that have actually gone up in expenses. But when they average out everything, because of gas prices being lower dramatically, that brought down the inflation rate overall. But you have your own cost of living changes in your household, and you know that it's costing more to feed yourself, it's costing more to insure yourself, it's costing more to provide healthcare for yourself. So if you know your expenses are going up, then we have to make proper adjustments contrary to what they may feel is actually going on. We know the reality of things are costing more each year. And so you want to make sure that your money is safe, but that does not mean that your money should not be growing for you and outpacing inflation. But just make sure that your money is safe, meaning you know what you're doing, you know where your money is, and you have the financial support from a professional that you need. A fourth smart money tip out of the 10 that we're going to talk about is to check your credit regularly. And we've talked about that before, but we really need to bring that home, that we do need to check our credit regularly. We do need to know what's on our credit, who's using our credit. If there's been someone has tried to steal your identity, you have to actually, check your credit in order to know about that, to discover that. So you need to check your credit regularly, and if it requires paying a little bit extra twice a year or so that you know your actual FICO score or your actual credit score from the 3 bureaus, find it out. It has been worth it to me to know. I want to know what they're saying about me. I want to know what my score looks like. I want to know what different changes or what happens, how it's impacting your or my credit score. You deserve to know that. I deserve to know that. And if it costs a little bit, so be it. But at minimum, you can go to annualcreditreport.com and you can get a free credit report each year. So at least you'll know if someone has put false things on your credit report. So then also, number 4, we're just talking about the check your credit regularly. But number 5, I've suggested that be a smart lender. So if it's the time of year and you have family and friends that are coming and saying, will you loan me some money? Be a smart lender about it. It's good to be a lender if you've decided to be a lender, but don't just expect them to pay it back because they said that they are. Actually get the legal documents that are required for them to sign, even if it's simple as you make it up. But there's so much stuff online and different companies that provide contracts that all you have to do is fill in the blank. It might cost you $15 to sign up for that service to get that document, but you don't have to spend hundreds with an attorney to become a proper lender. Operate yourself like a business and get that interest. Don't talk about the banks. Be a bank. Don't talk about, oh, banks, they take your money, they got your money on deposit, and then and then you go and don't learn from them. It's amazing how much stuff we hear on the news, and they talk about wealthy people who are doing smart things with their money, and they've made it into they're the enemy for being wealthy and smart, and that we're the victim, from not doing what they do. That is ridiculous. We need to have a change in mindset. AfroEconomics is about self-reliance and us doing smart things with our money. So if you're lending money, become a proper lender, get a reasonable interest rate, research what's a reasonable interest rate for a personal loan, a loan without any credit, any collateral, or do you need to attach collateral to that loan, what your payments are going to be, what you expect for them to pay you back, and do and calculate all those things so that they take it seriously. If you don't take it seriously, then you're just throwing away money. Don't even expect them to pay it back. You want to give away money, give away money. But a smart thing to do with your money is to become a good lender. You are a lender. And then be smart about your insurance. Learn about all different types of insurance, right? Do you know what life insurance is? Have you gone to jbbryan.com and looked under the calculator sections that have a whole resource of how to calculate what your insurance needs are? You call 1-844-JB-BRYAN and we talk about what your insurance needs are. Who do you need to protect if you have a death before you have the money that is going to provide for them upon your loss if you were to pass today? If you were to become disabled today, how would you take care of yourself? Do you have disability? What about long-term care? Is it necessary? What do you need to do? What's the most effective way? We're not going to say cheap, but what's the most cost-effective way to provide for yourself for those needs? So we want to become smart about insurance. Insurance companies are not your enemy. You just need to become smart about insurance. We need to be and with insurance, all of these things that we're talking about really come into play, because your credit score can actually impact how much you pay for your homeowner's insurance, for your car insurance, because the insurance companies have found that people with bad credit are more likely to report claims and losses, and it even could just be because of their stress level. It could be because they're under so much more stress that they're not taking care of things, and things are just happening and their life is falling apart or whatever. But the research shows that there's a correlation between a low credit score and a high losses for the insurance company. So make sure that you know that everything that you do daily about your money, it counts for you or against you. So make every day, every step, every process that you do, make it count. And so what about, I have for number 7, after being smart for your insurance, number 7 is invest only in what you understand. Invest only in what you understand. Like, you would not marry someone that you did not understand or get now, because then it will lead to divorce. Same with your investments. You want to invest in that which you really understand, which means we have to increase our knowledge. And that's in AfroEconomics, a big part of the book, of one of the principles of AfroEconomics, is to increase your knowledge. The Bible says that our people shall perish due to lack of knowledge. We only want to invest in what we understand. So if we don't understand some things that actually could be good for you, then you're not going to be able to take advantage of them, because it is only logical that you should invest in what you understand. So don't allow your lack of knowledge to be that which stops you from developing your wealth to a maximum level over the long term. So we have to learn as much as we can. You can Google stock. You can Google Dow Jones Industrial Average. You can Google S&P 500. You can Google everything that you need to. You can Google NASDAQ. You can Google all of these things now and get a better understanding of them. You can Google me and follow the videos and call my office and schedule a complimentary consultation. There's so much that you can do now to invest in what you understand and develop a better understanding of your investment options. The number 8 smart investment tips is to manage your retirement account. True, there are people that I have met that have actually switched jobs, gone to a different employer, left their retirement account at the old employer for years. That's like, that's just like really scary if you think about it. It's like taking your car and leaving it in a parking lot, and then saying that car is going to drive me places in the future, but I've left it there and it's rusting and it's sitting out in the open and gas is sitting in the tank and it hasn't had any maintenance and the oil is sitting for years. Imagine that. You would never do that. You would never leave your car. As a matter of fact, somebody would tow it. They would tow it out of the parking lot. That car has been there for years. Well, when you leave your retirement account behind you for years where you're not there anymore, you're not managing it, you're not maintaining it, you're not acknowledging, you're just looking at it. Here you get a statement, you're looking at it. So I have people who have come to me with statements from old jobs that have sent them letters that they didn't even know the money was there. They didn't even know the money was there. And they're like, whoa, what a blessing. But imagine if you have been managing it properly for all those years. Oh my goodness. So manage your current retirement account, manage any past retirement accounts, manage any future retirement accounts. And number nine. Sometimes the smartest thing you can do with your money is what you do not do with your money. Amazing, isn't it? But sometimes the smartest thing, Beyonce has this song. What's that song? Like The Best Thing I Never Had or something like that. Like, talking about like a relationship that she thought was good for her, right? And then she didn't do it. It didn't work out because he didn't like her. And she realized later that that was like the best thing that I never had, that it was like that there was a better plan, that God had a different plan for her. So, and your money works the same way, that sometimes the smartest things is what you do not do. But we have to know what we do not do, because you're getting offers all the time. Like when you go in the store and they say, oh, and then they make you feel like an idiot because you don't get the store credit card because you just don't want to be exposed to that. And you realize that additional debt might just actually bring down your credit score. It might say, oh, it's just a simple process. We can just do it right now. And it end up becoming a horrible shopping experience because you're standing there 30 minutes and, oh, they want us to call in, blah, blah. And you're going through all of that. You want to prove your identity. All of that is unnecessary. If you had just said, oh no, I have the credit cards that I need, and I don't like to have credit cards, and I don't like the high interest rate charges. So just no to some things. They call your house. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about blah blah blah? And I have not thought about it. So you hadn't thought about it. Just forget about it. That's not good for you. It's not what is not in your plan of action for you, your family, your future, your legacy. That's not what you thought about. So sometimes the things that we don't do are the things that actually benefit us the most. They're the smartest things that we can do. So you can have a whole list of smart things, or dumb things that we don't want to do, like going into deeper debt or co-signing on other people's loans, other things that we want to make sure that we don't do, loaning people money without getting them to sign anything and actually expecting that money back. I mean, that is, ridiculous, because that's one smart thing that you can avoid doing. Especially, I have so many seniors, unfortunately, who are co-signing for student loans for grandchildren because the parents can't get approved, but the grandparent can because they've already gone through hell and came out and their credit is great. And then now their kids are using them to get credit, to get debt loans for the kids. No, that's one of those smart things that you just don't do. If you have the cash to help the child, give them the cash to help the child. If you don't have it, don't. If they can't afford to do it, they won't be able to afford to do it. I have a client who the loan company is calling and calling and calling her, harassing her because the grandchild has graduated and everything and is not even attempting to pay back. Other clients, same thing. Niece, nephews, they don't even attempt to pay that back. What do you do? That could have been in writing. It could have, because by you co-signing, you also could have done an agreement for yourself saying that these are the things that you're going to do. That child has graduated, now living on its own, paying its own bills, has its own, getting all of these things based on you paying that debt back. They're getting all of the benefit of that investment and they're having no character development, none. So it's just totally a waste of money because anybody will go get a college degree but not have the depth of character to keep their commitment, to at least attempt. You can't send $1 a week. You can't make a good effort. It's the most disgusting thing in the world. And there's absolutely no reason for them to even think that they've accomplished anything by going to college, because we don't need another educated, ignorant, lack of character person out there. And you're disrespecting them and your entire legacy by allowing them to get away with that without calling them on the carpet. Our community, AfroEconomics, has to be based on integrity. And that's why it's one of the 10 important principles that we have to exercise integrity at all times, which that means that, as in number 9, that sometimes when you're working in a space of integrity, you're not going to be able to do some things. That the smartest thing for you to do is to not participate in that activity. Like when they say, oh, this investment has no risk and the highest return possible, that's how likely is that? How likely? And you know that just doesn't work. You can't have the highest return and absolutely no risk. That's just outside of the scope of life in general. That's like having the fastest car, but the insurance is cheap. No, you don't have the fastest car that can go the fastest. No, my motorcycle insurance costs more than my vehicle insurance because it is of higher risk, can go faster, and can cause more bodily harm, potentially. So because of that, there is always going to be a give and a take. So when we're working in a space of integrity, we have to make sure that we're not ever in a place of self-denial. So when we hear these opportunities for a get rich quick, or how you're going to get over on somebody, or what you're going to do, no, those are the things. Those are where we make smart moves to walk away from that particular activity and to not participate in that. And then, so that was number 9. Number 10 is to invest in yourself. One of the 10 things, and I had to choose number 1 out of the 10 smart things that you could do with your money. I would say you have to invest in yourself. That's why anybody that goes to college should not be avoiding paying back their school loans, because they shouldn't be excited. I was excited every time I made a payment back to my school loan. I was excited about every time that I went to work. I worked 3 jobs through undergrad, and both of my parents were together. I'm a single parent. My parents were together, and they felt that it was my responsibility to educate myself because they worked through school. They did it too. So I'm excited about the opportunity to be responsible for myself. I encourage my daughter to be responsible for herself and to be excited about those opportunities. We have to learn to invest in ourselves with vigor, with absolute excitement. That's why you have the gym membership. It's not a waste of money. It's only a waste of money if you're not taking care of yourself and going. When you go to the gym, you know that you're reducing your insurance premiums. You're making your life more pleasant. Anything can happen to anybody, but if you're exercising healthy habits, then you're ensuring yourself. You're making things easier for you and your family and your legacy, and you're developing an example for everyone else to watch. So investing in yourself empowers everyone around you. And Marianne Williamson, it has a poem, and she says, well, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. And in order to realize your power is that you have to learn to invest in yourself and know that you are worthy of getting that investment in yourself by doing right by you. Doing right by you sets that example in AfroEconomics that empowers our entire community. Investing in yourself gives you that confidence that you make better, smarter choices about everything that comes after, about everything that's connected to you. And you do a great job with everything that you do because you invest in you and you believe in you. And then a bonus one, I believe, is to, of course, I believe this, is to get good financial advice. And that is to work through referrals, to work through somewhere, find a good financial advisor who focuses in that. I don't try to braid my own hair because I'm not a hair braider. My hair braider is a specialist in that, and she does that well. But I am a financial advisor, and that's all I do. And I focus on doing that well. Find a financial advisor that is committed to helping you, someone that you feel confident with, and develop a relationship with them and stop floating out there by yourself and just going from space to space and thinking about things and not really getting a professional involved in your life. I now try to get specialists in every area of my life and everything that is important to me. My daughter goes to a tutor for the course, even though I took the course. Yes, I was in 8th grade one time too, but I want her to get the advice from a specialist in that particular course because she's worthy and she's learning to invest in herself first. And we need to teach ourselves and our families and everyone to do that and invest in yourself and get good financial advice. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And I am JB Bryan, President and Chief Investment Officer at JB Bryan Financial Group, a registered investment advisory firm. Google that and look up what a registered investment advisory firm. You'd be excited about that. I am a pioneer, the first Black registered investment advisory firm starting in this area, based out of the Richmond, Virginia area. And in 1995, I started the firm, committed to this. This is what I do. Left a wirehouse and started the firm. And this year, just a couple of months ago, I just started bringing my passion onto YouTube. And I pray that God will use this to empower our community, because AfroEconomics is a financial management program designed for the advancement of Black wealth in America and abroad, because I believe a financially stronger Black community is going to make the entire planet stronger. I believe it, and I know that we can do it. Have a great day. God bless everybody. And please subscribe. Please click like if you like this discussion and comment on it. Email me anytime at jb@jbbryan.com. Happy holidays.